Welcome aboard the National Football Show. It's your boy, Big Sills. And right out of the gate, I should be singing a song, but hey, all good, man. Appreciate everybody coming aboard here. Thank you so much on this Friday. You know, guys, get this. I had Bruce Arians lined up, okay? And he was ready to rock and roll on the program. And he was coming on at 5:30 Eastern time. I got to tell you, though, man, out of nowhere, about 45 minutes before the show went on, Bruce Arians emailed me, and then he texted me and said, "Sil, something popped up." I got to tell you guys something. I got to ask you something, man. That Miami story with Tom Brady and with the Buccaneers and Miami, could there be something to that? Sports Illustrated put out a story, okay, that potentially Miami and Tom Brady were trying to work on a deal, especially with all the new, with all the new players that have been added to the Miami Dolphins, okay? Could there have been something to that Miami story? Well, out of nowhere, Bruce Arians just says something came up. Now, look, there are NFL owner meetings next week, and Bruce has assured me he's going to come on, so I'm just wondering what's going on in Tampa Bay. I highly doubt that that story is real, but I will say this to you. You know, you nowadays, you can never really just dismiss anything because anything is possible after what we've seen over the last 10 days of the National Football League. So, and crazy story here. So, again, we apologize. Bruce Arians will be on in the next couple days with us, but he was scheduled to come on today at 5:30 Eastern time, but he has postponed it. So we welcome you aboard. If you could hit the like button, we really appreciate you guys coming aboard here. Thank you so much. You know, I had a lot of fun over these last couple weeks here talking to Barrett Brooks about how the Eagles run their organization. I got to tell you something, man. Guys, I don't know what else to say except for this. Look, I'm going to do you guys a favor here. We are in now on Jalen because we have to be in. I'm not going to sit here any longer and bash on the kid. Not going to do it. There's no football being played right now. There's no reason to do this. Sit around and do what other hosts are doing, Aaron Rodgers, banging on Aaron Rodgers, banging on the Packers. Well, Devontae Adams left Green Bay because he doesn't like – that's not where we're going here. It's open season on Aaron Rodgers. And get this, Aaron Rodgers can't go on the football field to dispel any of these idiotic takes. It's almost like freelance take now. Brady to Miami. Brady hated Arians. You see, these players can't really back anything up right now because there's no football to be played. And that's where you're getting all these cockamamie stories. There are so many ridiculous stories out there in the NFL, but this is what makes the NFL great. So banging on Jalen, what's the point? What's the point banging on him? I'm going to start doing this, though, as we're preparing the team for the upcoming NFL draft and free agency. Carlos, I appreciate it, guys. We're going to go back and forth here in a second. You don't have to bash on him, Sills. We will do it for you. Hey, there's no reason to bash on Jalen Hurts right now. The guy we need to be looking at and focusing on, this is his time of the year. That's Howie Roseman. Why isn't Howie Roseman all in on Jalen? It's funny. I see his mouth moving, but I really don't hear any words coming out of it. Eagles aren't in on the DK Metcalf. No interest in Allen Robinson. No interest in bringing in a veteran wide receiver, which every single one of you guys have been saying to me since day one. Have all of you said this, and have all of you been in agreement? The kid needs a veteran wideout. The kid needs a veteran wideout. Am I right? You've been saying this to me. I agree. But it ain't happening. Howie Roseman, how can you be in on Jalen Hurts when you're not helping the kid? How can you be in and telling everyone in Philadelphia and around the country that we have a guy that we really believe in, and then you watch what they're doing in Miami when they put Tyreek Hill down there, or you watch what they're doing for Matthew Stafford, or you see what the Packers and Chiefs are doing by trying to get DK Metcalf, and the Eagles are nowhere to be seen? How are you helping Jalen Hurts? How are you helping Jalen Hurts with Zach Pascal? You're not. This is a fundamental flaw in this organization. It's a fundamental flaw, man. Vaselli, what's crazy is I don't know if Pascal is trash or not. All I know is he's not the veteran wideout that kid needs to better himself. How are you? Watch it. We aren't moving up for a cornerback. Duck is damn right. You're moving up for a wideout. You're not moving up for a quarterback. You're moving. That guy is taking a wide receiver. Hey, I'm going to do another mock draft. Guys, I'm going to do another mock draft. There's no way he's not taking a wideout with one of those ones. There is no way. He may even move up to get one of these guys. He may do that. Howie is a nerd moonlighting as a GM. Has no clue what a football player is, and he's a joke. Fran, owner of the Eagles and Howie, like to discover people like Hollywood. Do you know how hard that is? To find the next Clint Eastwood or the next Denzel Washington? I mean, seriously. Let's do a mock. We'll do it next week. Jalen was drafted as a cheap backup. Once Webster got hurt, it's not rocket science. The Mad Brow. You're right. Dude, you're dead on. Jamison Williamson? Okay. But know this, man. If you're getting a Jamison Williamson, you're not getting the right guy again. This team is a running attack team. Act like it in the draft, but he won't. The pieces don't match on this football team. I said this since day one on this network. Devontae Smith was the wrong draft choice for the Philadelphia Eagles. Does that mean that Devontae Smith is a bad player? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But he doesn't fit. Makes no sense. Wayne says, I agree, Sells. He's getting a wide receiver. Vaselli says, Treylon Burks. I hope they get the kid from Arkansas. Garrett Wilson, okay? I believe that's the best Ohio State wide receiver they have in the bunch. Vaselli says, Burks is the only receiver in this draft. That is a great one, Vaselli. That's exactly right. Now you're getting, hey, you know what's crazy? You know what's funny? The fans see Howie is so chaotic in how he builds a team. He's so chaotic. You have a dominant offensive line. You run the ball, and then you take wide receivers that are like Duper and Clayton back in the Marino days. Those guys didn't want to block either. You got wide receivers on the Eagles that don't match up what you're trying to do. That's why the team in San Francisco is better than Philly. Even with the indecision at quarterback. Even with not knowing, and by the way, did you hear what they're saying? That they're getting ready to move Jimmy Garoppolo, and you're going to turn that team over to an unproven commodity because you know why? It's a little bit of the Howie factor for John Lynch, the GM of the 49ers. You know what that is? He's got to put that guy in there because of all the draft assets they traded to Miami to move up into the 2-hole. Can you imagine? You've got to put a guy. It's almost the same thing that happened in Philly. I've got to put Jalen in the starting lineup because that's the guy I drafted. That Derek Barnett move convinces me Howie hates to admit when he's wrong. You got two guys on the Philadelphia Eagles team that don't belong and don't deserve roster spots. That Jalen Reagor and Derek Barnett do not deserve to be on the Philadelphia Eagles. 25 games, 4 sacks. Give me a break. Oh, but I drafted him 14th. Guy. You know, maybe I'm just hollering at myself here because this is not going to get better. I'm going to tell you why it's not. People who do drafting like this and are so chaotic and all over the board in how they build a team will never change how they look at a draft. You guys tell me this, right? Watch. He don't like linebackers, and he don't want to draft linebackers. What kind of philosophy is that? What kind of philosophy is that? When you do that, Derek Barnett, our boy Tone throws this stat out for us, has 26 career penalties versus 21 career sacks. He says unacceptable. I say unbecoming of an NFL football player. Man, 26 penalties with 21 sacks, and Howie puts his ass back on the team. Why? It's frustrating. It's frustrating. No wonder you guys have been laughing at me. Sills, you really don't know how this guy operates as general manager of the Eagles. This guy does this here. I gave you the wide receiver draft choices. His greatest pick is Deshaun Jackson. Oh, wait. When it comes to the wide receiver position, draft a middle linebacker, please. Fran, that ain't ever happening. Not the track record of how he acts. Everybody's got an MO in how they act. Big picking. Sills, you're learning. D-Train goes, hey, Dan, here's 3 roster spots. On a 47/53-man roster, J-Jaw, Barnett, Reagor, all are a product of Howie's ego. That is such a fabulous take. D-Train, look at that. 3 roster spots right there. 3 roster spots on a team that's got holes everywhere on defense. Guys, it's almost, you know what it turns into? It turns into 2 hours of me sitting here going, why is this guy? And get this, guys, no matter what we suggest here, he's going to do whatever he feels anyway. And the owner empowers him. Why? Oh, yeah. Because he's frugal / the word cheap. And because, well, he knows how to operate a damn good salary cap. Man, the Eagles talk a big game, man, but they don't play a big game. No way. No way. What, how many, you really think this football team here is going to be competitive in the NFC East this year? Hey, and by the way, I'm rooting for Jalen. Has Jalen Hurts been given? And by the, you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to oversell you draft choices again because Howie picked them. And I'm supposed to believe because Howie picked them that they're quality guys. Why would I think that? And every draft party, you know what they do? They come out. Remember, they introduce everybody. Everybody's got great expectations because you're not playing football that following Sunday. And what they can do is go, look at what we did. We got Jalen all these weapons, man. How do you know they're going to be a good football player and not Jalen Reagor again? I am willing to do this. And I am willing to do this. Okay, we're going forward with Jalen. The Deshaun Watson stuff, all in the rear view. By the way, he had his press conference. I'll talk a little more about that. Okay? Wait. Fran, you got no place to go, dude. Sitting around moaning about not having a franchise quarterback is not going to cut and not going to help us moving forward here on getting the team at least in a position to contend for a division title. Crying about Jalen's not going to get anywhere except sounding like a hater show. I don't do that. GT says, I know Hurts will be better. Yeah, Jalen will be better, but will the offense, GT? Will the offense be better? Hugh goes, why give Howie 3 more years? Hugh, I said this on the middle, and I said it yesterday afternoon. Howie's turned into the Carson Wentz of general managers. You look at it on paper, and you go like this. Hey, this is pretty impressive. 11 first-rounders, or 11 picks, 3 first-rounders, impressive. 30 under the cap, playoff team. Quarterback played well last year, alternate to the Pro Bowl. But see, you know what all that stuff is, guys? Watch this. And welcome to the NFL, son. That's expected. Howie likes being rewarded with pats on the back for being common. You're supposed to do those things. You're supposed to draft a Pro Bowl alternate. You're supposed to make the playoffs. You're supposed to be under the cap. You're supposed to make sure you have great draft choices. Hey, dude, what have you done spectacular? That's a great question. What's Howie's greatest move? I want someone to tell me. What's Howie's greatest move, Howie Roseman, GM of the Eagles? What's his greatest move? Okay? What's his greatest move? His greatest move. What is it? Bringing back Nick Foles. Slay trade. Mulata in the 7th. Getting rid of Wentz. Signing Malcolm Jenkins. Cheap free agent Chris Long, LeGarrette Blount, Patrick Robinson. Getting rid of Carson. If I had to say his best move, Uptown says offensive line and Devontae Smith. That's really good. The greatest achievement is he is not just a GM. He is the VP of football operations. He should hire a GM. He should hire a general manager and be the football head of operations and let somebody deal with the personnel of the football side. The Eagles would be better off. M. Reyes, not just getting rid of Carson for a 1. Yeah, I think that's the best move. You got out from the Carson Wentz gigantic. How many times do we see teams have to fall on the sword when it comes to contracts? How many times do we see that? We see that all the time. Teams have to eat money. And for progressive years, how he got out from that, because he ate a lot of it at the beginning, got a one out of it, moved out from everything. There is no, and by the way, that signature move, him doing that, and the team making the postseason, is probably his crowning achievement. Super Bowl, man, is all a collective thing. That move right there, where he was completely instrumental, that probably is his best move. How he managed to win Philly's first Lombardi trophy. Sorry, Sills. I'm not giving Howie a pat on the back for digging out of it. All right. Won the Super Bowl despite a Howie. Drafted Kelsey. Joe Douglas, Fran says. Man, he's not helping. He's just not. I just want to know why I should feel optimistic about the 2022 season when people are telling me, Barrett's telling me, you're telling me, or half the fan base is telling me. Warren Moon said it yesterday too. Hey, Jalen's going to get better. Well, Jalen doesn't have a lot of talent around him, in my opinion. There's not a lot of firepower. Miles Sanders is a fine ball player. Zach Pascal is a whatever player. I don't know yet. He could turn out to be Wes Welker. We don't know that yet. Wes Welker was a special teams nobody. Albeit he had Brady in New England to help him become and go from Clark Kent to Superman. Okay, you have to have that guy. But what's Jalen have to go into? And you know what? I'll tell you something about Devontae Smith. I saw Tolentino's column in the Inquirer. And you know what he's standing up for? Jalen Hurts and all the criticism. He says, man, you got to see this guy. Goes in, does all. Watch this. What Devontae doesn't know is, so what you're saying? Devontae said this. If you read that column with Tolentino, who follows me on Twitter, by the way, shows up first, studies his ass off, doesn't listen to the outside noise, really wants to make everyone better around him. Hey, welcome to the NFL. That's what a prototypical franchise quarterback is supposed to do without pats on the back. You're not telling me anything, Devontae, that separates me from going like this. This kid is really special because you know what you're talking about? All the things that you should be doing anyway. How about reading and getting into triple coverage, going to a third progression, all those things that make you an elite quarterback / franchise guy? Well, he studies a lot. So? Well, he works hard. And? Well, his teammates like him. Great. That's not special. That's expected. It's not a rip. But don't give somebody credit for doing what you're supposed to do. I use this analogy all the time. It's like thanking me for not robbing a bank. Hey, Dan, thanks for not robbing the bank. Appreciate it. Dan, thanks for not robbing my house, my next door neighbor. Hey, no problem. I mean, dude, it's great that he's all that. But why? That doesn't excite me. Yale says not all quarterbacks are like that. Watch this. Yeah. Well, you better be Aaron Rodgers then. Hey, Sills, thanks for not robbing the grocery store. Well, shut up, maniac. Sills, you tweak, and I went to about like 5 Eagle games, and it's different from on TV. You keep screaming about the Whitehouse, but every game I went to, they were running. Hey, Flex, Good point. But dude, what I'm doing is I'm Howie wants a wideout, yet he doesn't have a quarterback that can get him the wideout. He wants a he wants a he wants a playmaking wide receiver, but he doesn't have a playmaking quarterback. They're building the team to run it. That's why you're 9-8. Thank you, Fran. Get a praise for doing what he's supposed to do, because some GMs are ridiculous. Yeah, well, I'm not talking about those idiotic guys like up in New York. By the way, Joe Douglas in New York, I thought he came at it. Well, then again, wait a minute. Joe Douglas, the way he's building the Jets, funny. Kind of reminds me of how the Eagles are being built. Interesting. Hey, did you see what Tyreek Hill said about not wanting to go to the Jets because of Zach Wilson? He's like this: I had no intention of ever going to the Jets. Zero intention. I had zero intention of ever going to the Jets. And you're like, oh, Jesus, man. Yeah, because of the quarterback. He has more faith in Tua. See, Tua's a dink and dunker. What is Hill like? Dinking and dunking. Takes him 4-yard slant patterns and takes him 50. That's all he wants. Here's the ball. Go get it. Perfect offense for Tagovailoa. I don't have to go deep. This guy's going to – you know what he's going to – I guarantee you Tagovailoa has quite a few 50-yard touchdown passes this year. It'll be 47 yards of Tyreek Hill running. It'll be 3-yard in patterns. Guarantee you. Watch how many he takes to the house this year. We're going to drop him in the slot, and you watch Tagovailoa dink and dunk this guy, and this guy has like 8 touchdowns this year. And I guarantee you, man, they're going to be plus 30-yard plays. But that's not necessarily going to lead to winning. How are you making Jalen better? Hurts is 23 years old. You know that, hey, you want to hear something, Mickey, about Jalen Hurts? He's younger than Joe Burrow. Mickey, Jalen Hurts is younger than Joe Burrow. He is. It's a fact. Chills, did you see that DK didn't want to go to Kansas City because it was too cold? These wide receiver guys today, man, they are so now divas. And he didn't want to go to Kansas City because it was too cold, which means he doesn't really want to win. You don't want to play with Patrick Mahomes? Here's a guy that I have suspect on trading for then. You're DK Metcalf, and you don't want to play with Patrick Mahomes. Hey, dude. And you're using the cold as an excuse. You'd rather not play with Patrick Mahomes because it's too cold. I don't want you on my team. I don't want you on my team. You guys can have DK Metcalf. Let him go wherever he wants. The only thing he cares about is 14 targets, 7 catches, and 110 yards. That's not a teammate. That guy should be a professional golfer or boxer or sprinter like he thinks he is. Okay? Because he doesn't want to be a team guy. I don't want to play with Patrick Mahomes. Every wide receiver that's worth his weight should be lining up at the front of Arrowhead Stadium wanting to play with Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to play there because it's too cold. How stupid can you get? So where do you think you're playing then? The Chargers? Where? Where are you going to go where it's warm for you? What a dopey comment. What a dopey comment. I'm praying it's false. You're not, by the way, you're not screwed, man. I mean, I see that. You're not screwed. Okay, Anthony, you're not. But the way, hey, you know what, Anthony? Tell me if, hey, guys, do me a favor here. Tell me if I'm wrong when I say this. You guys fell into a Super Bowl. You can do it again, I guess. You fell into a Super Bowl. The team wasn't constructed to last. It just wasn't. You guys won a Super Bowl, and it wasn't constructed to last. That's where you know Howie's drafting is flawed. When you watch Baltimore and how Ozzie Newsome built the Ravens, that team was good every freaking year, and how he brought in talent, the Jonathan Ogdens, the Ed Reeds, the Suggses, the Ray Lewises. This guy was putting talent, then going out and getting Rod Woodson, then getting Dion, then bringing other guys in like Calais, all them guys. Ravens have been good forever. Forever. Ed Reed was ridiculous. Fred, incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right, let me take a time out here. I'm going to show you how, you know what? Between you and me, how Jalen can get better. Okay? This is what Howie should do, and let's see if he follows it. Do I think he will? No. But to get this guy better, I'm going to give you a guy who got better with this formula. Hit the like button. Do me a favor, guys. I appreciate everybody coming aboard here. And look, I'm with you. How do we get this kid to win the division title? We'll hit on that. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today, and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back to the National Football Show. It's your boy, Big Sills. Appreciate everybody coming in here, man. Thank you so much on this Friday. We appreciate it very much. All good. I mean, hit the like button. Thank you so much. Let me ask you something here. Deshaun Watson, when you, I don't know if anybody saw the press conference today in Cleveland. I was pretty impressed with it. I know a lot of media people won't be impressed with it because they didn't really like the answers that the Browns gave. Did you hear what Andrew Berry said, the general manager of the Cleveland Browns? He said that this had been a 5-month process. 5 months. Where are we, March? Okay, 5 months. Okay, so 3 months to the new year. So they've been working on this Deshaun Watson case since November of last year. And Baker Mayfield was under the notion he was going to be retained as a starting quarterback in Cleveland. And Cleveland had no intention of keeping him. They had no intention. They were going to do whatever it took to get him into the building. Yale says investigating. That's right. And you know what their investigation came up with? The gamble is worth it. He's going to be found innocent. But that's not good enough for the media. The media indicts you on accusations today, not the true facts. Did you hear the press conference? It was all about the accusations. All the people were saying, hey, man, you know, what about all these? Who cares? Who cares about accusations? Our society does today. Because that's what Twitter and social media do. They cloud the real facts. The Browns have the facts, and it's not good enough. That scared Howie. No, and the $230 million guarantee scared Howie. The 230 and the accusations, even though the accusations are false. You know what the new narrative will be. Well, they didn't have enough evidence to convict him. I'm sorry. I don't care how you dissect that. I don't subscribe to that mentality. In this country, when I was raised, when America was America, you're innocent until proven guilty. You don't have to prove your innocence. You got to prove your facts. Like I bring up that movie all the time, Training Day. I love Lonzo Harris, man. My favorite cop. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. He's dead on, man. The Browns went like this. There's no facts that you can indict this guy. That's why they're starting to do this. Here's the new one in Cleveland and around with the media. Well, maybe what he did was, follow me here because I heard the press conference. Maybe what he did was didn't come near the line of criminality. But how about conduct becoming of a player and representative of the Browns? He doesn't have to prove that. He doesn't have to prove that. Why does Deshaun Watson have to prove that? Because you said it? How upside down this world gets, man. Okay? How upside down it gets. I found that press conference to be an absolutely unbelievable freak show of the dumbest comments. Well, Deshaun, I'm paraphrasing here. Can you tell some of the women in our community and in our fan base why you're not the person that has been portrayed out there in public? No, I don't have to do that. Just because somebody says that. I mean, did you hear what Andrew Berry said? Andrew Berry goes like this. We talked to law enforcement in the community. Houston, we talked to district attorney. We did our own investigation. You know what they wanted to do too? They wanted to shit on the Browns because the Browns could not talk to the women, because the Browns would be influencing an investigation. You didn't talk to any of the women? Really? No, we don't want to influence anything in an investigation in case he is indicted. And now the Browns media going, well, you never talked to the women. Well, because they didn't want to do anything to impede an investigation. Common sense. It's not good enough. I think our media today stinks. I hate it. I hate that I'm actually associated with some of those folks. I do. I can't stand that. Someone asked me, Sills, you would want Deshaun on your team? I go, in a New York second, I'd take him right now. Well, what about, I don't care, man. He was innocent. Okay? Duck says, again, he doesn't have to even make a statement. I know, he didn't have to, but they made him because of the media. GT, will the women apologize? That's like asking all of those people who went after the Duke lacrosse team and asking all those folks to apologize for their absolute insane false lies that they ruined those rich kids. That's why they ruined them, and no one apologized. The entire Duke lacrosse case was a lie. I never saw Sharpton. I never saw Jackson. I never saw that district attorney. I never saw anybody apologize to those kids for making stories up. Never saw any of that. That was a complete lie. That Duke lacrosse case, she admitted it was a lie. Didn't stop everyone from condemning those kids. Ruining their lives, thrown out of school. Apologize to Deshaun Watson? Absolutely, you'll never get that. Can you imagine? Think of this for a second, too. Let me, 2 grand juries. Good job, GT. Think about this for a second, too. You guys are right. 22 cases, and you couldn't prove one of them. They're all lies. If you were all saying this before, well, Sills, 1 of these people, 2 of these people, 3 of these people, there's just too many of them. And you couldn't get one that was factual? Deshaun even said it too when he was addressing the media. I'll prove my name. I know how social media is today. It's impossible to do it right now, but I'll prove my name. I heard him say, I've never assaulted a woman. I've never been disrespectful to a woman in my life. And you know what? That's good enough for the Browns. That's good enough for me. I talked to Dabble Sweeney about the kid. Okay? I think people just hate people that get a lot of money. Okay, I do. Money grab. Absolutely, it was a money grab. Ridiculous, man. Why did he leave the Texans? Okay, Chris. Well, after you get rid of DeAndre Hopkins and you fire his coach, and you got an owner and Bob McNair with racist tones, can't let ever the inmates run the asylum. That's how we do things here in Big Texas. That's how we do things in Texas, son. You're the steer, and you're in the rear with the gear, boys. I'm Big Bob McNair. You'll listen to me, and that's how it goes. You're just as important to me as an oil derrick there, son. Yeehaw! Hey, man, the first time I heard a yeehaw, I was even afraid. Yeehaw, what the hell? Yeehaw! Yeah. Woody! You know what I'm saying, boys? I know. I told you, man, I showed up in Texas. Hey, I showed up in Texas, man. I had my Pimpmobile. I had this red Acura Legend. I'm driving this thing, man. Hey, Fred, you should have seen low profiles. Rims that would knock your socks off, man. This baby was, I had this thing all juiced up, man, from my boys in Overtown, man. They hooked me up. This baby had an AMG package on it. It was everything, man. Big Sills is rolling. Okay. We were rolling, man. Of course, man, I go through East Texas. This big old Texas Ranger pulls me over. Hey, boy, put that window down. Yes, sir. Put that window down, boy. Yes, sir. How are you? This guy's 6'6". I'm going, yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, boy, what kind of car is this? It's an Acura Legend, sir. What, man? I've never seen anything all doped up in my life. I go, yeah, yes, sir. And he goes, see them plates? They say Dade on them. D-A-D-E. You know what that means to me, boy? D-O-P-E. Yes, sir, I get it. Why don't you step out of the car, son? I'm in the middle of East Texas. I'm in Tyler, Texas. And hey, there ain't nothing but cotton fields there, man. And there's Big Sills, this big Italian kid with this gigantic Texas Ranger. Hey, boy. Where you going? I go, I'm going to Dallas Cowboys. Whoa. Wait a minute. You a cowboy? I'm like, yes, sir. I'm going to go play for Tom Landry. He sees my Buccaneer bag in the back. You with the Bucks, huh? Yeah. Then he goes, where'd you play college ball? I said the University of Miami. He goes, oh, you them gangster guys. Oh, I know who you are. You hate everyone in the world. And I go, no. That's just a perception out there. You one of them big mouth guys. Well, then again, you're Italian anyway, son. You know. I don't know what that means, sir, but I'm assuming it's, yeah, okay. All right. Oh, Italian guys and the brothers down there in Miami. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. Dude, I was so afraid. Dude, I was so, no. Hugh, Tyler, Texas is Earl Campbell. Dude, I was so afraid. That's why Deshaun Watson's like, get me out of here, man. I think he's from Georgia or something like that. I think he's from Gainesville, Georgia. Hey, man, them places are scary. This guy goes like this. Well, you're a cowboy, man. Well, let me just tell you something. You see the car you're driving here? Okay? You're attracting attention to you, son. I was thinking as I drove up, I can't have a souped up car because of what now? Impression? Man, I hated that whole environment. I love Dallas. It was great. But, man, I hate that whole redneck mentality, man. I hate anybody that gets treated shitty like that. And Deshaun felt shitted on when he was in Houston with the Texans. I'm sure he loved Houston. Houston's a great city. Houston's a great city. Oh, okay. My olive oil skin and my guinea charm. Is that what you're saying, Chris? Davey boy, Jerome used to say that all the time. Hey, man, Dallas is awesome. Yeah, hey. Oh, I see, man. Sileo comes rolling into Texas with his olive oil skin and his guinea charm. Yeah, Chris, I said it. Red, I said it. Joel Osteen loves us all. Thank you so much, Maniac. Hey, you can't come to a place like this and talk to Mo Green like that. I know. You just can't. Fredo. And I love that line, Fredo. I love you like a brother. You are my brother, and I love you. Don't ever take sides against the family ever again like that. Oh, man. Now, Feast with Pete. Why would you remind me of that? I'm trying to have some fun here. And your Eagle offseason has sucked. Thank you, doctor. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Man. Dude, that cop, he scared the bejesus. This guy was big as, like the guy over at the Texas State Fair, man. He comes rolling up on me. Hey, boy, roll that window down. I was like this, man. I'm in the middle of nowhere. He could have shot me dead, buried me with the cotton balls, put me in the ground. No one would ever know where I was. Hey, boy, got any weed in there? No, sir. I don't have weed in here. What you got in there? A Coke? Coke? A Coca-Cola. Shit, man. I thought I was going to get shot over that one. Oh, my God. Hey, West Texas ain't too bad, though, Chris, because once you get towards El Paso, it's all good. Hey, man. Hey, Mickey. Dude, it's not true, man. Dallas was really awesome. Dallas is a great place. I had a fun time. I met my wife there. Hey, yeah, here, let me tell you how. So I meet my wife like this. I'm with the Cowboys, man. I'm like this, man. By the way, we've been married 32 years. So you know. Goes like this, man. Hi, honey. I'm Dan Sileo, Dallas Cowboys, number 93. My wife's working at a bar. She goes, weren't you guys 4-12 last year? See, Dallas fans are like Philly fans. In a way. Hang on. My wife, 4-12. Weren't you 4-12? Yes, we were. Oh, wow. Dallas Cowboy. This chick's giving me shit. She comes back over, man. She goes, do you want anything? I said, yeah, I want to eat some dinner here. Can you join me? I've joined in 4-12. I went, what? So I go back in there, man. I said, I'm going to date this chick. Sure enough, man, 33 years later. And then get this, still to this day, she's a Tom Landry person. She's a Tom Landry person. I go, hey, Jimmy's coming. I go home. She goes, they fired Tom Landry. She goes like this, F Jimmy Johnson. I said, wait a minute. You know I play. He goes, I don't give a shit who he is. F Jimmy Johnson. I went, and still to this day, man, she don't forgive Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson for firing Tom Landry the way they did. She just, man, hey, I know you love Jimmy, but F him. The way they treated Tom Landry, I'm not going there. Absolutely not. Hey, yeah, she's like, no way. Dude, man, she's not a Cowboy fan because of what happened with Landry. She was a Cowboy fan. Then she went like this, I'm out. By the way, just so all you know, I did, Fred. Fred, it was the dumbest how I didn't stick on it. Hey, Fred, listen to this real quick. How I didn't stay on the Cowboys. I started Jimmy's first year. I started every preseason game there was. Every one. I started every one of them. I hurt my calf, and they went, listen, you're injured. The final exhibition, and I think if I'm not mistaken that year, I think we opened with the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. I think in 89, we may have opened with the Eagles. Okay, I think so, because I stuck around for a little longer. But I had been on the Cowboys the previous year in 88, from November all the way through the rest of the year. Coach Landry had signed me. I wasn't active, but he had signed me, and I was a member of the Cowboys from 88 all the way through the 89 season, Jimmy's first year. And I think the Cowboys were the first team up, or the Eagles were. And they go down, fall down. We'll put you on injury reserve for the whole year. You can rehab. My dumb ass doesn't do it. Oh. They were going to put me on the team. Jimmy calls me in his office. He goes, man, you dumbass, man. We were going to put you on the Cowboys. You rehab, you'd have been back on the team next year. What a dummy. Here's $75,000. You effed this up, kid. And I went, oh my God, I would have been in Dallas for 10 years. Ugh. Butch Davis saw me and Kim, my wife, girlfriend then, in a grocery store, and he goes, man, how could you do that? You would have been on the Cowboys with all them Super Bowl rings. Ugh. Terrible. Feast with Pete. Sills, which city has the best Italian food in your opinion? I haven't eaten in Philly yet. I haven't had Italian food in Philadelphia, and I want to do it. I'm assuming I have to go to South Philly to do it. Best state is New Jersey. Hey, Maniac. I don't give a shit what people say about Jersey, brother. I love New Jersey, man. Hugh says, you are right. Howie has to prove us wrong. Absolutely. NYC, best Italian food? Best Italian food is in my home, back up in Connecticut with my grandma, my aunt, and my old lady makes some pretty good sauce too. Raviolis and meatballs for dinner. Raviolis? Nah, man. Raviolis. Big Sills is, I'm a big pasta guy. I like gabardines. You guys know what gabardines are? I like gabardines sauce. I'll eat pasta fazool. Stuffed artichokes. I love seafood. Seafood buca. I'll do that. Okay. Pizza frite. You guys know what pizza frite is? I eat some of that. Like, first time I showed my wife pizza frite, we had an anchovy and it's this dough, right? And you put it in this like powdered sugar powder and it's white and you give it. My wife goes, is there an anchovy in that? I go, yes, there's. Eat the plain one. Don't. My grandpa likes anchovies. Stuffed shells. How was the first NFL game? Oh, I played against the Chicago Bears and Walter Payton. That was my first one. Big Sills will eat anything. I don't know. I like Mexican food. I like Chinese food. Let's see. I love Cuban food. No, dude, I got to, you know what? I ate at a place in Philly when I went there for Army Navy. And I think one of you guys mentioned it before. This was the place where they have all the skewers, Texas de la Salle or something like that. I think it's near the Marriott. It's near the Marriott in Philly downtown. I think. It's like Texas Day something. Man, was it good. Oh, my God, man. And you can get, like, ribs. You can get, like, lamb. I love lamb. Stuff is great. I love lamb chops. I did, as a matter of fact, I did eat at a couple places in Philadelphia when I was there for Army Navy. That Brazilian, it is. That's right. Just Mike. It's like a Brazilian place, right? They come over with the skewers and they put all the meat on the table. I like gyros too. Texas Day, Brazil. That's it, Philly. They still got that place there? I'm going to get Big Joe to get me there, man, when I go to – I love the Palm. I don't know if there's a Palm restaurant in Philadelphia. Okay? Oh, man, that place is dope, man. I love that joint. One of my favorite places. That Brazilian place is spectacular. Texas Day, Brazil. Yes, Pascal. That's where I ate. So good. Pepe's and Sally's Pizza is the bomb. Okay. I'm there. Oh, Duck, man. Hey, Duck, I'm a Palm guy, man. It's my favorite restaurant. I've got my face in the Palm in Orlando, Miami, and in Vegas. And Tampa, too. Yeah, man. Oh, my God. I've spent a ton of money. And I used to eat at the Palms 1 and 2 in New York City, too. Oh, man. I'm hungry now. Right. Yeah, GT. Walter Payton's final game in Tampa Stadium. There I am, this rookie guy who just got put on the team. And I'm sitting there going like this, man. Holy jeez. That's Walter Payton. Yeah, Tampa has one too. Yeah, they do. All right, I'm going to take a timeout. Guys, don't be no. I'm trying to figure out a game plan for Jalen here to get him better. I'm going to do this, okay? It may not happen, but this is what I would do to ensure this kid has the success that how about this? We all agree we want to give Jalen the best opportunity in 2022 to be a starting quarterback today and beyond. Because again, guys, don't root against him. Don't root against him. You root against him, we lose. You try to make him better, and if you find out at the end of the year he's not good enough, then we move on. I'm going to hit on that. Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Big Seals here on the National Football Show. We appreciate everybody coming aboard here with us. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button. Let me ask you a question, a fun question here. Let me throw this topic out at you. Who's been the best coach or manager in Philadelphia over the last 30 years? Jay Wright, Charlie Manuel, Doug Peterson, or Larry Brown? Some would say Peterson because he delivered. Andy Reid. Got to put Andy in there. You're right. Got to put Andy in there. You're right. You got to have Andy in there. Got to have him. Doug, Andy, Charlie, Reid, not Howie Roseman. I'll tell you what, I love me some Charlie Manuel too, man. Whew. What a great manager. Chip, way to go, Marcus. Come on now. Man, I love me some Larry Brown, though, too, man. Woof. Larry Brown took that very outmanned Sixer team with Iverson all the way to the NBA Finals. That team had no right being in that Finals, and let alone winning. Hey, guys, was that game 2 that they won at Staples? Was that game 1 or 2 that they won out there, man? I think it was, wasn't it during like the wasn't it like during the, it was like Shaq and Kobe era, right? Tone says it was game 1, he thinks. God, man, we were working in Los Angeles. And I remember I go, holy shit, Iverson wins this game against that unbelievable. I think Glenn Rice was on that team too. Dude, they had a ton of players. That's right. Tone's like Iverson stepped over Ty Lue. Lakers killed us after that. But still, man, I remember that. I was like, oh, my. Dude, I am the biggest Allen Iverson fan you could ever imagine. I would say this to you. On the Big Sills Mount Rushmore of athletes, Allen Iverson is right. Oh, my God. He's one of my favorite dudes ever. I don't think you guys realize how many scholarship offers he was given in football, too. He was a freaking freak show, man, as a football player. He was kind of like Michael Vick. Okay, he was like Vick before Vick. And I know Bobby Bowden offered him a scholarship to go play and he could have played basketball at Florida State the same way Charlie Ward did. They wanted Iverson to go down there and play quarterback at Florida State. This was back when FSU was finishing 1, 2, or 3 every year in AI. Oh, dude, Chris, the crossover will be legendary in my mind. It's probably the most embarrassing moment in Michael Jordan's career when Iverson crossed him over. Nobody has a moment where they embarrassed Michael Jordan more than him. Okay, that crossover, dude. You're crossing over the GOAT. There goes right by him. You're like, oh my, dude. I watched that live because I watched Sixer games back then. It's funny, man. I always have watched Sixer games. I've always hated the New York Bricks. I never liked them. I liked the Nets kind of when I was growing up because it was ABA, because of funny, huh? Because of Dr. J. Dr. J used to have that gigantic afro, man, and that red, white, and blue basketball. Dude, I used to watch him against like teams like the Kentucky Colonels. Who else? The Virginia Squires. The Denver Nuggets, the Spurs. Oh, there was so many teams, man, in that league. And Dr. J was just a bitch to deal with 39 a night. He was crazy great watching him. Man, I love Dr. Then get this. When I moved to Orlando, I got a chance to become friends with Dr. J when he was working in the Magic organization. And here comes Dr. J. He shook my hand. I've never met a man with a bigger hand in my life. And I got a pretty big mitt here. And Dr. J just engulfs my hand, man. I thought I was shaking the hand of Andre the Giant. And I knew Andre. And I shook his hand. And this guy just covered my hand. He's one of the only guys I've ever seen take a basketball and go all the way around with his fingertips. He can go all the way around a basketball. It's incredible. Biggest pair of hands you've ever seen, man. I saw him, too. He was over at the Magic facility. This was about 6 years ago. He jumped up and slammed it. I think he was 67 years old or some shit. What a player, man. Dr. J and I, look at who the Sixers have had in their great history. Okay? I mean, Doc Walker, I think, was in there too, right? Chamberlain. Right? AI, Barkley. Hell, that 83 team with Malone was freaking incredible. Man, those are some good basketball teams. The Sixers got a great dude. Duck, Malone was the bitch, man. I think he won a couple Mo Cheeks. Holy shit, man. That Billy Cunningham, Mo Cheeks, right? Yeah, Mo Cheeks, Billy Cunningham, Moses Malone, Dr. J. Right? That was a freak show, man. Yeah, Dr. J passed the torch to MJ. Sure did, man. Yeah, listen, I'll say this to you. I know people say that Michael Jordan's the greatest dunker of all time, but in my book, he'll never be. Mutombo, very good, Dante. But Dr. J was the better slam dunker than Michael Jordan. The Spectrum, man, was the shit. Dude, Tony was good, right? Yeah. Bobby Jones, man, he was that team was so good. Who coached that Sixer team? Who coached that 83 Sixer team? Shit. Who coached that 83 Sixer team? Damn, I can't remember. I forget. Was it Billy Cunningham that coached that team? Was it Billy Cunningham? Yeah, Billy Cunningham. Thank you, Tone. It was Billy Cunningham that coached that team. Yeah, during that time, you had the Sixers going and you had those Philly teams with Luzinski and Schmidt on them. Yeah. And Maddox, too. Remember him with that big afro out in the outfield at the Vet? That's some good times, dog. Kangaroo Kid. Good stuff. All right. Guys, hit the like button. Hey, man, what, you think I don't know? And by the way, Reginald Martinez Buck Jackson is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, too, just so you know. Reggie Jackson is also a Philadelphia guy. Daryl Dawkins, man. I love that guy. Crashing down backboards, Caldwell Jones, all them dudes, man. Jelly Bean Bryant. Where do you think Mamba mentality came from? L.A.? L.A.? You don't think Kobe got that mentality out in Los Angeles, do you? Where they sell cream puffs and snowflakes on the corner of every single street in Los Angeles. Cream puffs? Who wants cream puffs? Who wants cream puffs? Right over here on Sunset, we sell cream puffs. Yeah, well, over here on Broad Street, we sell attitude. How you doing? Yeah, man, he didn't get that attitude there going out there to Los Angeles and dealing with. Hey, you go to cities like that and people look at you weird because you know why? Oh, my God. When I came, my daughter's a Californian. She's from Los Angeles. She's born in L.A. And I tell Danielle all the time, nah, man, Northeast, man. My wife did this. Guys, you're going to dig this, okay? Hey. So I take my wife home for the first time. We go through Philly. We go through Baltimore. We go through New York, obviously. Then we get to my home. She's up there, man. It's the middle of winter. It's freezing cold. She's like this. Does everybody up here hate their life? I said, no, it's freezing cold. You got to spend 30 minutes to put your shit on because it's freezing out. You got to dig your car out of a damn snowdrift. Then you got to take your damn clothes off wherever you're going. You got to put that shit back on again. And you're aggravated because it spends you an hour just to get the snow off the car, get your clothes on, and not even counting where you have to go. It's a pain in the ass. And she's like this. Yeah, well, they don't look very happy. I'm like, well, no one's happy when it's 20 below and I got to dig myself out of an igloo. My wife's like, well, I see your point. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? You're from redneck Richmond. Yeah, my wife's from Richmond, home of the Confederacy. I went back and looked at that place, and I'm walking around, and I go like this. I'm looking around going, you're from here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. When I went to Richmond, I'm like this. I had my head on a swivel. Right? Hey, Fran says this, love your show, keep it coming down. Well, hey, Fran, I learned one thing when you're talking about a particular area of the country. You're going to love this. Hang on, BF. How about this? Watch this. Hang on here. Not a bad show. Hey, kiss my ass, Xander. Hey, Tone, do not listen to him in any way possible right now. Okay? Hey, I learned this. Watch this. Hey, Philly, I got an idea. Let's talk about Jared Goff. Have you ever been to I played with the Lions too. Hey, guys, you know the Lions right now, if Coach Campbell Sells, I'd rather have you talking to me about what sandwich I'm going to eat later. Nobody cares. It's just a note. Don't talk about the Jets. I go, you don't have to worry about me ever talking about the Jets anyway. Okay? I told you this the other day. Fireman Ed is their signature guy. When Fireman Ed, a mascot, is the most popular guy, and then Joe Namath, you don't really have an identity as a football team. The Jets suck. The last time they were good, Neil Armstrong was on the moon. We were actually sending people to the moon the last time the Jets were good. And I love Jet fans, man. Okay? Hey, I love Jet fans. Hey, we got a guy in Zach. No, you don't. No, you don't. But we're going to read. What did you do with those Jamal Adams picks? What have you done with them? What have you done with the Adams picks? You know what our good Italian friends would say? Un gats. That means nothing. That means nothing. Un gats. The Jets. I said it yesterday too. The Mets. Mets are Yankee fans. Trust me. When September rolls around, Met fans are Yankee fans. They turn that hat inside out. Hey, go Yankees. Weren't you a Met fan? No, yeah, I'll get you in April. Here's Met fan in September. They go to games with like sunglasses on because they don't want anyone to see him at Yankee Stadium. Aren't you a Met fan? I could have swore I saw you at Citibank. Not me. No way. You got to be a Met fan, dog. No. Ed Kranepool, go get him. Bits, baby. Yeah. Okay, Maniac. That's not a shocker you're a Met fan. Hey, Sills, love your show. Makes it hard to be an Angels fan, but I love it. Fran, what team are you, man? What do you root for? Don't tell me the damn Jets. Okay, Fred, thank you. Met fans keep both hats. No, Chris. It's one hat built in one. In April, they got the Met hat on. Then as they see them starting to go down in the standings, which they do every year, they magically turn that hat inside out, and it's got Yankees on it. It's all in one. You know they're cheap as Laurie is, and you know they're cheap as, Howie. You think they're going to pay for two hats? Absolutely not. They're going to get 2 for 1 like Derek Barnett. 4 sacks in 25 games. Go get him, Howie. Woo, baby. Hey, Howie saves you money, Eagle fans. Too bad he doesn't do it on your tickets. Okay? Isn't that funny? Don't you wish you could do the same thing the Eagles do? Tickets, let's just say they're $400 after the Super Bowl. $400, I'm going to pay that. All of a sudden, the team goes down a little bit, Well, I think you should give us all as fans a reduction. Let's go to $350. And, he's 4-11 for whatever thing was, 4-11-1, whatever you tied. She said it down to $250. It's funny. How come Eagle tickets have gone up ever since the Super Bowl year? And yet the product hasn't. Isn't that crazy? Eagle tickets have gone up, but the product has diminished. Huh. Cool. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Fran, this just in. Eagles drafted a fireman. Oh, man. Fireman Ed. What a dope. Cap to the USFL. That's probably beneath him picking. But if that were me, I'd be in that league. I played in 4 different leagues because I love football so much. I love it. No. Hey, Fred, they don't want to give Jalen any competition. Nobody liked the idea when I said you should bring in some competition for Jalen to see if he should be a guy to at least have a job he won. He's never won the job. Actually, he hasn't won a job since Oklahoma. Think about that. Jalen Hurts hasn't won a job since he won the job at Oklahoma. And that was kind of pseudo-handed to him, too. He lost the job at Alabama to Tua, whatever you make of Tua. By the way, the Dolphins must think highly of Tua. Or, you see, here, to get to the topic here, let's just take a look and see what the Dolphins are doing for Tua. Would we say that Tua and Jalen are fair comparisons? Would we? Both guys played together, right? Both guys are friends. Would that be fair? Both guys have the same kind of question marks. Now watch this. Let's see. They got Tua, Jalen Waddle. Played together at Bama. Speedster. Jalen got the Heisman Trophy winner. You know what's funny about that, though? How many people really think Devontae Smith is better than Jalen Waddle? I don't. Who was the kid going into the Heisman Trophy year that everybody was coveting? It wasn't Smith. Smith had a breakout year. So you ask yourself this question. Is Smith a one-year wonder? Jalen Waddle was the guy. Xander knows this. I think he got hurt in the Tennessee game at the beginning of the year. I forget what game it was. He got hurt in one of them early games. Eagles are targeting cornerback Stephon Gilmore. I'm going to get to that in a minute here. Got to write that down. Okay. They got Devontae. Okay, that's good. Dolphins go get an offensive tackle. The kid from the Saints. They get Hill. They re-signed the tight end. Chris Greer, the general manager of the Miami Dolphins, wants to see if Tua Tagovailoa can succeed. He's giving him every chance. What has Howie Roseman done for Jalen Hurts since he's been the starter? What has he done for him to ensure his improvement? What has he done? What has he done? Ask yourself that. Has he helped Jalen Hurts this offseason? Has he helped him? Hey, Bob, you could say that Tua sucks. Dolphins are helping him at least. The Dolphins, look at what they've done. The Dolphins went and got the kid Armstead, the Saints tackle. They got a 4x100 team in Miami now with Hill. Dude, what have the Eagles done to ensure his improvement? Nothing. Nothing. Now, this Stephon Gilmore deal, signed Boston Scott. Okay. Fran says Smith had a great year because of coronavirus. Dude, Smith had a great year at Alabama because it's Alabama. And the quarterback he had helped him a lot. That quarterback finished second in the Rookie of the Year voting. Mac Jones was pretty damn good. He's okay. I mean, He's better than what people have thought. By the way, he's a cheap man's version of Joe Burrow, I think. Smart, everything. But Waddle was the guy at Bama. It wasn't Smith. People say, well, the guy won the Heisman. Well, you know what's funny? Hey, am I right? Did Waddle get drafted ahead of Smith? Did Waddle go ahead of him with the Dolphins? He was top 5? That tells you what the NFL thought of him skill set wise versus Devontae Smith. Devontae was outside the top 10, right? Waddle went in the top 5. That's all you need to know. You see the one thing about the college game? The college game has a lot of PR people around it. And the college game doesn't really tell you who the real players are. The draft does. That's why you see some of these guys not go high and some guys go exceptionally high. And you're like, why? Well, the NFL doesn't care about, where you play college ball. They don't care you went to Alabama. They don't care you played at. They care if you're good. And when you look at Waddle was graded higher. He's the better player. And they're not sure about the quarterback, and they still brought Tyreek Hill in. Smith was the lesser of the two. By the way, they're two first. Here, some would probably say this. Sills, you're not saying that Devontae Smith is not a first. No. He's just the better player. Okay? Like Chase is the better player. Okay? No. I'm not saying that Devontae doesn't have worth as a first round. By the way, if you put him on the market right now, Devontae Smith would probably get a 1. If you traded Devontae Smith right now, you'd probably get a 1 for him. Because it's not the quarterback. I mean, it's the quarterback that hurts his numbers. It's not Devontae. It's the quarterback and the system he's in. As I told you guys before, okay? I told you day one when I got here, Devontae Smith does not fit the Eagles. It's a bad pick. He's not a bad player. He just doesn't fit. Like the Justin Fields of Chicago. Justin Fields needed to go to some place with a quarterback coach and somebody who knows what he's doing, not the freaking Bears. That's another place where you die on a string. Okay? Okay, here. Let's do Stephon Gilmore. Where did I have him ranked? 15th. Stephon Gilmore to the Eagles would be insane great. Let's not forget something. In 2019 or 20, he was the National Football League Defensive Player of the Year. Okay? He's a former Defensive Player of the Year. I am completely good with them going. Watch this. I would rather have Stephon Gilmore in my secondary than Honey Badger. And here's why. I know some of you are going to go, wait, Sells. Honey Badger gets hurt too much. He's constantly on the IR list. Stephon Gilmore is a bona fide top flight secondary guy. And you're not going to spend a gigantic shitload of money on him right now. Howie has waited, and watch this, and strategically, maybe rightly so, has waited for the free agent market to thin out with lesser teams. How could Stephon Gilmore be out there still? You know what Howie likes to do? Howie likes to see what's left and get a value pick or a value deal for a player. It's kind of smart. If you're a Super Bowl champion, you can do it that way. Howie still thinks he's the defending Super Bowl champion. So he's let a lot of the big name guys go, and he's picking from the bottom of the barrel here, which Stephon Gilmore can play, guys. Okay? All right? Chris, Darius Slay, Stephon Gilmore. I'd like to have Bobby Wagner in the middle. And I'd like to draft an edge rusher. That defense would look like a completely different football team this coming fall if you did that. Gilmore, Slay, Wagner, draft, edge. Got to improve. By the way, Gilmore on the other side of Slay, your pass rush improves because you got cover corners. And if I were the Eagles and if I were Stephon Gilmore, I'd sign a 1-year Howie Roseman deal because I'm not going to like the deal if I'm Stephon Gilmore. I'm going to do what Darrelle Revis did with the Buccaneers. Remember after Revis got hurt and nobody thought he had anything left? He goes to Tampa, has a Pro Bowl year, and what happens? The Jets gave him a giant deal. Remember that? Jets gave him a giant deal because he had a comeback season. So what I'll do is I'll sign a 1-year deal in Philly. Right? 1-year deal. I want to get on the other side of the football here in a second about Jalen Hurts. This is what I think they need to do to improve this football team for him and to get the best out of him. Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back, National Football Show. It's your boy, JAKIB Sports. Yeah, man, we had a cancellation today. Bruce Arians, something came up, and he will join us sometime early next week. There'll be NFL owners meetings next week, so Bruce apologizes, man. We had them all signed, sealed, and delivered. He even confirmed with Xander, so texted me right before the show, and he goes, Dan, I hate to do this to you, but something popped up. And, of course, we got to be patient with a head coach like Bruce. And so all good. We'll get him on as we get into next week too. So with the NFL having owners meetings, we'll probably get as many possible GMs as we can. We'll get Kevin Colbert on. We'll get Tom Telesco on again, some of our favorites. So we'll have a bunch of people on next week, and we appreciate you guys all coming aboard. Do me a favor, hit the like button. One thing about the NCAA tournament before I get into Jalen, everyone was doing this about Coach K last night. They're playing Texas Tech, right? Oh, man, this guy's the greatest coach of all time. Never in a million years have you ever seen anybody. I mean, he is just such a great, unbelievable. Who's the greatest basketball player he's ever produced for the NBA? And if you give me Kyrie Irving, he played one game for him. Okay? Grant Hill, not Magic Grant Hill, but Pistons Grant Hill. Guy's been there 100 years. Who's his best player? Who's his best Hall of Fame guy you went? That guy was spectacular. Grant Hill? Think of all the people he's coached. Can you name me one guy you went, that guy's an all-time NBA guy? I'd have him on my starting five. Name me one guy. One dude. I can't. Elton Brand? I wouldn't call him an NBA great. What guy has he produced for the next level? There hasn't been a ton of them. I mean, that's not the factory that you think. And by the way, there's probably more Duke dudes in the NBA than any other program because he's now mastered the one and done. He's getting out because he doesn't like the new nil thing. Hey, Jeremiah, but Kyrie played one game for him. He played one game. That's a fact, actually. One game. Who, Zion? Zion's a bust, in my opinion. Dude, Zion's got to play for me to consider him a great. Zion Williamson has missed 159 games since he's been in the NBA. 159 games. Jason Tatum. Hey, by the way, the Celtics look like the best team in the Eastern Conference. Okay? Yeah, you know why? The players as of late? Because these players as of late are the one-and-doners. He fought that one-and-done forever. And you know who the king of the one-and-done was? It was Calipari and Tarkanian. It was Tarkanian. Tark did all the one-and-dones. Calipari did all the one-and-dones. That's what they were selling, both of those places, UNLV and wherever Calipari was, Memphis, UMass, Kentucky, didn't matter. Calipari sold the one and done. Hey, I'm going to make your son a millionaire. Instead of saying I'm going to make him an All-American, like Coach K was selling, I'm going to make your kid an All-American and he's going to graduate. Nobody in them homes are doing that. They want to hear this. I'm going to make your son a millionaire. That's what Calipari was selling. That's why Calipari's teams were all awesome all the time. Now, he's getting bounced in the opening round at Kentucky. Doesn't look so good, does it? Hush, you won one NBA championship with all that talent you had at Kentucky. You don't hang SEC banners at Rupp Arena, dude. You hang national championships at Rupp Arena. And when you're getting bounced in the opening round, making $8 million a year, flying around on a corporate jet, hey, seat's a little hotter. Seat's a little hotter. You got to win ball games. It's true because Duke has become a better one-and-done team. Jason Tatum is a fantastic basketball player, By the way, isn't it crazy? Jason Tatum became a better basketball player when they dumped Kyrie Irving. I was on in Boston at WEI, and I hated Kyrie Irving the way he handled himself up there. Hated him. I hated it. By the way, I think that's one of the reasons why also that Stevens went to the front office. Stevens is a heck of a coach, but he goes to the front office because, again, this guy had worn him completely out. Worn him completely out. And Danny Ainge, with all the draft capital that he had, never did shit with it. All of a sudden, they let Kyrie go. Here was my problem. It still is with Kyrie. Kyrie, how are you today? It's Monday. Great. Great to know you. It's Tuesday. Kyrie, how are you? Get the hell out of my face. It's Wednesday. Kyrie, how are you? Hey, man, how's your family? It's Thursday. Kyrie, how are you? Fuck off. I mean, dude, who wants to go to work like that? Now you got stability in the building. And by the way, that's what's aggravating Durant up there. Kevin Durant's biggest not understanding of who he is. You know what Kevin Durant is searching for today? Can I tell you what he's searching for? A place where he'll be accepted as his place. LeBron proved this point to me. LeBron will never be a Laker. You're never going to look at LeBron James like you do Kobe Bryant or Magic Johnson or hell, even Shaq. You're never going to look at him like that. You were never going to look at him like that in Miami. That's D. Wade's town. That's D. Wade's town. LeBron will only be revered in Cleveland the way he is, with a mural on the wall. That's why I keep saying no place like home. My opinion, I think LeBron James ends his career in Cleveland, where it started as a kid. It makes sense. It's fairy tale ending. And Bronny playing with him. That's how I see it ending. The place that loves LeBron. Kevin Durant, Oklahoma City. You know, that was kind of his team, but he had a tug of war with Russell Westbrook. Okay? You think about that for a minute. They let go of James Harden. Okay? They let him walk out. For that big center, they kept the center and moved Harden to Houston. KD didn't like it because he didn't want to play with Westbrook. He knew he's this guy can't play here. He goes to San Francisco and he plays with Steph Curry. You know what he found out there? It's like D. Wade's town. Can I tell you what makes Steph Curry my favorite hoop player today to watch play and how he handles himself? I don't know if you've seen that thing the other day with the kid. The little girl showed up. He wasn't going to play. Goes over, hugs her, brings her over to the bench. He's signing shit. I love Steph Curry. I am a gigantic Steph Curry fan because he's genuine. Curry's signing shit, hugging her. Doesn't have to do any of that. He's not playing. She was devastated. I think he was playing against the Nuggets. They were going to play the Nuggets. He's there just doing whatever. Saw her crying. He did the same thing D. Wade did to LeBron, to KD. Hey, KD, this is your team, this Golden State team. It's your team. Knowing full well it ain't. But he let the guy think hey, it's your team. It's your team. Wade let LeBron think that. Hey, it's your team. I'll take less money, even more so than the other players on the team. D. Wade took a pay cut to get those guys all in there. Oh, it's your team. Never was. That's leadership. That's making everybody around you feel better and play better. That's why the Warriors are led by a great example of a leader. Curry's the real deal, man. Okay, he's the real deal. Hey, yeah, Fred. I'm a sports guy, though, man. Always know this. Okay? I'm a sports guy, man. Let's get to our boy Jalen. This is how I would have gone about the offseason here for Jalen Hurts. I would have taken the Chris Greer plan. I would have went out and did this. Jalen, we got to improve your passing game. We got to improve the passing game. What's the best way to improve a passing game? How about this, guys? Let's profile Jalen Hurts' passing. Don't talk to me about his running. I don't want to hear anything about his running ability. What's the strength of Jalen Hurts' passing game? What's the strength? What's the strength of Jalen Hurts' passing game? He's durable. Drifting right. Throwing on the run. Great job, Tone. I love that, Tone. Nice job. Would we agree? Better passer on the run, like Tone said? Scramble, right, Chris? Dank says garbage time completions. But Feast, why do you think guys scramble? Because they are one-read guys. That's why they scramble. They're trying to get the guy they've identified open. You think Jalen Hurts is going to throw across his body like Patrick Mahomes when he's running left? That's a way to disguise it. Tone said, hey, also, he's like this. Some of his best throws have been only on the run. Excellent first read. Okay. Can't throw left. Okay, so how do we build this offense then? You have to have wide receivers that are experienced at coming back to your quarterback and helping him. When you have first-year guys running routes, that's all they're doing is running routes. How many freaking times did you see Jalen Reagor not come back to the ball? It's frustrating, but it's really not his fault. He doesn't know any better. How many times you see Jalen Reagor, you see Jalen Hurts rolling out, and the wide receiver's still going down the field? You're like, come back, help him. Bro, those wideouts are doing what they're told and what they're coached to do. I said this to Barrett earlier. A really good wide receiver and a quarterback will do this. Hey, say I'm the wide receiver and I'm talking to Jalen Hurts. Jalen, the way Stephon Gilmore's playing me, when I do that hot route and I turn, okay, he's playing for me to sit. I'm going to sit and then move to my right. Or what I'll do is I'll push him left and go right. You're talking to the guy. Maybe we have to do a 12 route, seam route, or maybe we have to go 11 on the end or on the post. What do you want to do? How do you want to do that? Those wide receivers and quarterback are like coaches out there having to go, because look, just because you draw it up on a chalkboard or in a playbook, do you know how many times that actuality comes out where you exactly draw that up and you've got to adjust on the fly at all times. So when you have an experienced wide receiver in the room and he's talking to your inexperienced quarterback, you got a guy doing this. Look, you know that hot route? Don't throw that to me, man. He's jumping me right away. In my opinion, let's do it this way, man. Let him jump me. And then I'm going to turn on my second move, throw it over the top. You don't have any of that on the bench. You don't have any of that there. Okay? Tone says that that Devontae is the only polished receiver he has. It's funny when you say that, though. He still can't find him. 68 catches? That's below average in today's NFL. Dude, that guy in Las Vegas. What's that white kid's name again? That they got from Clemson? What's that white kid's name? What's that kid they got? What's that kid they got from Clemson who got 104 catches this past season? The dude had 104 catches last year. Renfro. That's it. Renfro had 104 catches last year. 104. Hunter Renfro had 100 catches. You go, well, he had Derek Carr. That's the point. Hunter Renfro had 104 catches. Okay. If you're building this team, you need to have a guy who understands how to play the wideout position. Devontae Parker might help out if they trade for him. Experience, good, fast. Think Howie's really going to trade for a receiver right now when he can get a guy on a cheap, in the draft? Dude, you've got to get a guy in here to help him. Here, I'm going to give you an example. What do you guys think of Dak Prescott after they got Amari Cooper? How do you think he helped him when they got Amari? The guy was a completely different quarterback. When they put a guy like that in the room, he was a completely different guy. You know why Brady never ever looked exceptional when it came to throwing the ball down the field? Because he never really did. He didn't need to. Brady's high percentage. He's patient. That's why Amendola's and the Edelmans and the Welkers work for him. The Randy Mosses really don't. They never won a championship with Randy Moss. He's never had a big-time wide receiver except for Mike Evans in Tampa. Okay? Mike Evans in Tampa is his probably first big-time wide receiver he won a Super Bowl with, because he's never won one with any other superstar wide receiver. Gronk is a tight end. Okay? Gronk don't count as a wide receiver. Okay? All right, guys, I got to take a time out here. Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Welcome back. National Football Show. It's your boy Big Sells. So let's recap the big week for the Eagles. The press conference of Zach Pascal. Pascal? And the re-signing of Derek Barnett. I don't know how people are looking at this, but I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, guys, okay, your big week of free agency and trades are Zach Pascal and Derek Barnett. And I was told that this was going to be a risk-taking offseason. Fran's like, hey, man, why not take a chance on Clowney? I would have rather have had you try to explain that to Philly fans. We're gonna bring in Jadeveon Clowney. Okay, no way, man. They'd rather get the guy on the cheap, or excuse me, in the draft. Whatever you want to look at it. Zach Pascal and Derek Barnett. Hey, I'm going to make this point to you, and this is going to be a very underwhelming offseason for you. Unless Howie picks a quarterback, which I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. I really don't. He may do this, and this is what I think he's taking. I think he's going to take an edge rusher and a wide receiver in the first round, take that other one. I don't think he's going to trade out of the first round to get another one for next year. And some more draft choices potentially for this year. And that's how I think he's going to handle that. Okay? Like maybe they'll trade the 19th pick away. And they'll end up getting a boatload of 2s and 3s. And why not? 2s and 3s to Howie? Cost effective. Look at what they're doing with Jalen. Jalen on what is he owed over the next couple of years? $2 million, 2.4. He's making $1.2 million. You get guys in the second and third round. You're building your football team economically. The Eagles build their team economically. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because you got to be balanced in your salary cap. But dude, man, you're never going to really take the gamble of being really super and push your chips in like you see in Cleveland or you see in Miami. Look at this, for instance. Look at the teams that had the great off seasons. Denver, Chargers, Dolphins, Raiders. You see the Giants are talking about trading out of the first round? The Giants are talking about getting one of their first-round draft choices and moving out of it because they're looking at this draft going, I'd rather be in next year's draft. So Howie's got all these draft choices, and guess what? He did nothing free agency-wise with it. Okay, that's fair. You know, the Steelers are notorious for not doing anything in free agency. Okay? No, signing of Mitchell Trubisky, that's a big move for Pittsburgh because they don't do that. That's not their MO. That's not how they operate. Let's go get a quarterback in free. They'd rather draft a guy and homegrown him. That's why the Mason Rudolph thing probably aggravates the Steelers and Kevin Colbert, because they like to develop from within. Hey, man, I appreciate it. What a great week, man. You guys have all been sensational. I want to thank each and every single one of you. Bruce Arians will join us at the beginning of next week. He apologized for canceling at the last second. And Gary Cobb will be with us as he is each and every single Monday. We'll get his thoughts on all this really lack thereof or underwhelming news that we had this week here. So we'll see as we're getting closer to the NFL draft too. So all good. Tone, I appreciate you stepping in and pinch hitting for my boy Xander. We really appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the flip side.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Imagine for a moment that you went to work today and when you came home, you were catastrophically injured. Your life and your family's life. That's what happened to union construction worker Mike Little.
I was scared of what the end was going to be, but to be 100% honest with you, I knew I was going to be all right just by talking with Brian. In my heart, I just knew everything was going to be all right.
Call the firm and find out why they say, "We got this." Call 215-458-2222.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.